Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Afternoon FM. Today I have a very, very special guest. A very anticipated episode. I think you and Squirrel Rosenberg are the most anticipated episodes of this fucking podcast because both of you dodged me, but we're gonna let that go.
I was on the first episode.
You were on the first episode. Yes. This man, there wouldn't be an Afternoon FM without the man that's next to me. He is the founder of Bravery Studios. He's my evil twin brother. Also the father of Rocco Perdomo. The Rocco Perdomo. Marvin Perdomo, ladies and gentlemen.
You're the evil twin.
I'm the evil twin. I'm the good one.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a wonderful person.
Okay.
What's going on, Marv?
I'm here.
I know. I was very surprised.
I'm going to do this kicking and screaming. I had to make you get up and do this. So. This was not by invitation. This was by obligation and penetration.
Yes, mostly penetration.
Mostly.
Because it is Sunday and it's not Sunday. The Afternoon FM day. But we make an exception for royalty.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
So we're going to go a little bit into Marv's life, his philosophies, his interests, his dark secrets, the murders we're going to accuse him of. And thank you for joining me.
I murder beats.
So I'm going to learn a little bit about Marv today. And it's going to be a fun one.
Okay.
So Marv, tell me a little bit about your family. What was your early life like?
My early life?
Yes.
Where
are you from?
I'm from Paterson.
Paterson, New Jersey?
Greatest city in the world. The cradle of the Industrial Revolution. The birthplace of Luke Costello. And the modern day Atlantis, Yeah. I was born right here.
What was it like growing up in your family? Like what was it like
growing up in my family? It was like, I don't know, like the most common, urban upbringing. I'm one of 6. I have 5 brothers and sisters. So
you have 5 brothers and sisters.
I have 5 brothers and sisters.
Are you the oldest?
No, I'm like in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm the 3rd born. And I got 2 older sisters.
Okay.
2 younger brothers. 1 younger sister also. And I grew up on. I moved around the whole city. Lived on Carroll Street. Lived on 12th Ave. Lived on Ryerson, right by Chicken Supreme.
Really?
Shout out to Chicken Supreme.
Word.
Lived on East 28th. We moved so much. I don't even know. I can't even claim one neighborhood. We lived everywhere. Yeah. And it was cool. Wall ball,
Played wall ball?
He played wall ball.
Wall ball?
That's what stands out in childhood. I don't know.
Yeah, I enjoyed wall ball back in the day.
Yeah.
Alright, word.
I try to have a cool childhood story, but I don't know. I don't have one. I don't have a cool.
You're just like, growing up in the city. What were your interests like when you were a kid?
Video games.
Okay.
Name
a couple. What do we got? What do we got on the table?
Oh man, I like Resident Evil. I like Super Smash Brothers.
You were an N64 kid.
I was an N64 kid for sure. Super Mario World.
This man is also very skilled in Kirby.
You beat me in Kirby, so how's that possible?
No, I know, but still, you were aware.
You are very skilled.
You were aware of the Kirby games.
Yeah, man. I liked Kirby. I like a lot of Super Nintendo games. I was already too young for when Super Nintendo came out. But when I got older and I went back in time and played retro games, this is cool. This is the story of where games came from, like playing 2D games. Because by the time I was 5, Nintendo 64 was already out. But I went back and played older stuff.
I remember when N64 and PlayStation were when they were coming. I remember when Tenchu dropped. That was the first game of.
Dude, I was in 1st grade when N64 came out, and one of my classmates had it. I stayed at his house till 10 o'clock, and I got home, and my mom whooped my ass for being at his house so late. But it was worth it because Seeing a game in 3D was like the most. Wow,
Yeah.
what the? This guy's walking in every direction over here.
Yeah.
You know, it was wild. Wild stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a cool childhood. I don't know. I don't have a cool story to it yet. If anything, I just had like that typical, urban childhood where like.
Or there's no like we
times
found
rough, but
we found a dead body on the train
yeah,
tracks.
times are rough, but also it's what everybody goes through in the hood,
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's go like towards like maybe like high school and shit. What are your interests getting into? Where did you go?
High school was cool. I went to Kennedy,
Where?
John F. Kennedy High School, over there on Preakness and Soto Ave, and Kennedy is definitely where I found myself because I was definitely that rock and roll kid that hung out with a bunch of like.
Really? You were the
gangsters.
rock and roll kid.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah!
What kind of songs were you listening to? What
I
kind
was
of
into like
artists?
70s classic rock. And
So
shit.
was I,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
a big Jimi Hendrix fan.
I like Hendrix. I like Zeppelin the best. I
Yeah.
love Zeppelin. But yo, you would not know it from like who I hang out with because I hung out with like people who would probably do you some damage.
Yeah.
So, like, but it was cool because like they were accepting like, all right, he's the eccentric one of the group. Everyone else is like. I had one friend who was like super political, Faticelli. He was Puerto Rican and Italian, and he.
So what was it? What do you mean like political? He was like, man, fucking Bush needs to stop this shit.
No. Opposite. He was like into like communism and like fuck.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and like what was going on in the world. Like, yo, Russia's gonna invade us soon, bro. You gotta be ready, bro.
It's not wrong.
And then I had Steve. And I had Steve, who was Scuba Steve, not the Steve that I work with now, but he was just down. He was either chilling or punching somebody in the face. That was his.
Word.
That was his two moods. And then we had White Mike, who was the white kid in Kennedy, who everyone respected because he like won their respect. He was
a white guy in the hood.
He was the white guy in the hood. He had everybody's respect. He was down. He knew how to navigate. Being the only white person in Kennedy High School.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those four guys are my brothers. Those three guys. Josh, which is Faticelli, Steve, and Mike.
You still talk to any of these guys?
Yeah, I still talk to them.
Yeah,
I love those guys. And we would indoctrinate people like, hey, we had this guy named Tonto Schools. He had just come from Saudi Arabia. But we made him popular by like
Really?
just having him hang around us and being like, yeah, that's Tonto Schools. So Mike was good at giving people names. White Mike was good at giving people names. It always was like two parts. He'd give you a first name and a last name, not just like a nickname. And he gave Tonto Schools the name Tonto Schools because we couldn't say his full name.
What can you
I don't
attempt
remember
it?
what it was. I don't remember. But Middle Eastern guy had the name Tonto Schools, and everybody was like, yo, Tonto Schools is pretty cool. He's a popular guy. We made him popular and shit. Like,
Nice.
it's cool. So,
Got a guy from Saudi Arabia, laid.
yeah, he just came to America and we made him like popular and shit.
Nice.
Well, what it was is that he came with an ounce of weed, and
God
he
knows
smoked
an ounce.
one.
God knows an ounce of weed.
Yeah,
can
he
make
came with an
everyone
ounce. He
popular.
smoked one and passed out, and we smoked the rest of his ounce all in one night. This is like my weed smoking day. I don't even smoke weed anymore at all.
What?
Yeah,
There was a stoner version of Marv? I'm
in
learning
high
shit
school,
as we go.
in high
Yeah.
school, yeah. I don't know. I stopped smoking weed. I started to get paranoid. Like
I understand.
yeah, at some point in my life, like one day I just smoked and I was so paranoid. I was like, I don't like this feeling, and it made me not want to ever smoke again.
Huh.
Yeah. But Tonto was cool. Steve, Faticelli, White Boy, those are my bros. And
What were your interests like? What were you getting into, like, class-wise?
you know what? In high school, bro, I didn't know myself yet. I was still into video games and movies and stuff. I was definitely into movies a lot, but like I didn't know what I was gonna be doing for the rest of my life yet. I wanted to be a filmmaker like a lot of my peers, like you, like Jason Enrique.
Shout out to Jason, bro.
Shout out to
Jason's
Jason.
got he sent an invitation to, like, buy tickets
Yeah.
for the premiere. But the premiere's in, like, fucking, like, late October. It's
Yeah.
like July,
Yeah.
bro. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't even know where the fuck I'll, like, go. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Who knows where you're gonna be?
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't schedule a day in advance.
I know.
I like woke up today and I was like, all right, people are fighting at Hinchcliffe. I guess we're gonna fucking get some crazy shit.
Yeah. Judging by what's going on that day.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, no, I seem kind of interested. I was the nerd and like the eccentric one, like the rock and roll kid of my group. But I don't know. I used to think it would be weird to be like into different things, because like in grammar school you couldn't point out that you were into like anime or like rock and roll or anything that was not hip hop.
Who was into anime, bro?
You
It'd be
tell.
the Naruto kid.
You can tell.
Why does every school have a Naruto kid?
You know what? The Naruto kids, I respect them a lot because they wear those metal bandanas.
Bro, they fucking the way they ran.
The way they ran
class.
with their hands behind their back.
Yeah.
I think Will and Matthias were Naruto kids.
And Matthias is a big ass fucking Naruto kid.
He's a big ass Naruto kid.
Yes,
He's a big ass Naruto kid.
It's like if Naruto like was a bodybuilder.
Yeah. Matthias is the most handsome anime guy ever. It's crazy.
Man's killing it, man.
He doesn't know his own power either. He doesn't know his own power.
Stonewolf Mazin.
Yeah, Stormwolf. Mazin.
Is it Mazin?
It's Mazin, yeah.
Sounds like a Middle Eastern dish.
I never asked him where he got the name from, but it's definitely Mazin.
I was like, yeah, I'll have the Najedra and a side of Mazin.
Yeah. What's crazy is Will and Mazin and Matthias went to high school with me, but I didn't interact with them a lot in high school. Will a little bit, because me and Will had a couple classes together. I never had classes with Matthias though. Like I only found out after high school that he went to Kennedy also, but he was also younger than me, so I don't know if I ever crossed paths with him. Yeah. DX the Great too. DX the Great went to Kennedy. I never seen him in Kennedy not one day.
Everybody knows this guy, man. There's
DX
like
the
two
Great?
people. Yeah, two people. Yeah.
DX the Great is a fucking legend. He really is. He's a fucking legend, man.
I can tell by the skits, man. We're gonna get into
legend.
the studio days and all this shit. So.
Yeah.
But it's all right. Well,
DX is a legend.
It's crazy because I've known Will since I was like 18, 17.
Where'd you meet him at?
I met him when he was dating Sin.
Okay.
Yeah, back in the day, I was like, she's like, oh, you got to meet this dude, and we met. Sin was my first friend. Like,
ever?
No, I'm serious. Like, I had like friends. I had like friends in like
ever?
in like West Patterson. I had friends, and but Sin was like, I don't know. I would just like hang out at her house when I was like 16, and like, you know what I mean. I don't know, when I moved to Hilden, like I had friends. Like my friends were like Nando and like Abe. But you know, I'd see them once in a while, and Sin, like I only.
Sin is super cool.
Sin is a goddamn.
I didn't know Sin off a can of paint, and she hit me up like, "Hey, are you gonna make more videos about Patterson?" And
yeah, that's the thing is Sin
I didn't
does
know her
that.
off a can of paint.
Sin does that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like Sin, I met Sin. I posted a review of I think Kanye's 808s and Heartbreak.
Why'd you do
MySpace bulletin board.
Why would you do that?
Because I was fucking 15. And this is what we did when we were 15.
Yeah.
And I was right. And I wish I had that shit. I really wish I saved it, man. Then, like, I think she still has a lot of the photos of, like, when we were, like,
I wouldn't put it past her, yeah.
Yeah, fucking
She
awesome.
has the whole history of
Technically,
everything.
I don't know. She didn't really get me, like, directly into photography, but Sin had this Fuji. That was, like, back in the day. And she would post photos. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Then she had a Fuji, and then I started dating Vidi, and then when Vidi, I borrowed her Canon for like 3 days, and then I got and then this chick from Canada I met, and I was like in love with her, and then she was like, buy a Nikon, because I worked for the Nikon store, and I was like, I'll do anything. That's how I got into photography. But I just remember like that time. But yeah, I posted a review of Kanye's 808s and Heartbreak. I was like, this sucks. I was like, this is the stupidest.
It was all singing. Yeah,
I was like, this is the stupidest album I ever heard in my life, or some shit.
There's so many rappers that like say that was like their most influential album.
I was very, very passionate about music when I was a kid, man.
I didn't listen to it at all either because there was a whole bunch of auto-tune singing.
I don't know. Now I appreciate it. It's fucked up because he's not wrong. I kind of understand him in his interviews where he's like, it's not that I'm not right. He's like, it's not that I'm right now, and he's just like trying. But like,
it's good to experiment.
Remember when Graduation came out? Graduation was like the shit. But like 808s, I was like, I don't know.
I don't remember Graduation and late registration, but the first one, College Dropout, I remember.
College Dropout.
That was
the
a
first
moment in history because like there was no thug shit on that album.
The best part about I remember when
that was a very thuggish beef era.
When All Falls Down video, you ever see the All Falls Down?
Stacey
Dash. That's a groundbreaking video. You know what it is? Because there's it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's the first video.
I mean, even Through the Wire with the Polaroids.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but Through the Wire, I found out after All Falls Down. All Falls Down was Through the Wire broke him and like, oh, this guy's gonna be a thing. All Falls Down got mad play. A shitload of play.
It did. Has that pop feel to it.
Yeah, no. I remember TRL.
I remember the first time seeing a Kanye video, which is Through the Wire, and just feeling like this is so homey and kind of
new.
It has that chipmunk soul, but it's also like something you listen to in front of your mom.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it was weird, man. I don't know, because I wasn't so. 2004, man. Damn, we
had just come out of like 50 Cent beefing with everybody everywhere.
Yeah.
And then Kanye comes down and says, I'm everybody's friend.
I remember when fucking Hot in Here by Nelly, because I remember being up at my grandmother's house and we were just listening to Hot in Here by Nelly, and I had the radio.
Nelly was a good little wave too.
Nelly had a wave too. But anyway, let's go back to the fucking.
He had a moment. Well, before anything, I will say that Nelly probably will never get credit in the echelons of hip hop. But like from like 2000 to like 2003,
he had it on lock, bro.
He had MTV.
He had fucking people putting Band-Aids on their face.
I'm saying, the wave caps.
Yeah.
And 2
sweatsuit, bro.
2 headbands.
Shake your fucking tail feather, bro?
I'm saying he didn't have to kill anybody on his tracks.
Nelly will get his fucking his due. And Ludacris's fucking Chicken and Beer album is classic.
Ludacris is a legend too.
Yeah.
Jay-Z told him that people don't think too much about your lyrics because your visuals are so over the top. But I disagree. I think his lyrics were so over the top too that he kind of has like an Action Bronson thing where he exaggerates lyrics.
Yeah.
You know. Like so like you just think of anything he's saying is just like dramatically increased to 1,000.
Yeah.
You know, like you got a hose in the hotel. They don't know. Even your daddy knows.
Disturbing the peace.
Yeah. He was
that's such a fucking weird nostalgic time, man. Like when Chingy One Call Away would hit. You know what I mean?
The early 2000s was so cool for me because I got into high school. I had the bleep phone, the chirp. And you would.
Oh, really? Are you a chirp guy?
I was a chirp guy, wow. And I had the ringtones. There was a classmate of mine, Maximilian, who would do the ringtones for me because I didn't have a computer. Maximo, not Maximilian, Maximo. And I told him to put Beastie Boys Intergalactic as my ringtone.
Intergalactic.
So every time I hit the button, I was walking down the hallway with Kennedy, like playing that, like blasting it. And then I had Bohemian Rhapsody after that, like as my ringtone.
Dude, what?
Yeah, so I was just like throwing everybody off guard. I was like, yo, what the fuck is up with that guy playing all this weirdo music off his phone? So yeah.
I was an iPod kid. The thing is, my mom got me an iPod, and but my mom got me an iPod, and I had a computer, with no speakers. Yeah, bro.
Well, yeah, you had to buy speakers separately.
No, I know, but I had a computer with no speakers. So, what's it called? I don't know what the fuck it was. I think we tried to put speakers on it. It just didn't have any, like, audio thing. So, fucking, I just had this computer with no speakers. And I remember I wanted to be... you know what's funny, man, is, like, I proposed this name for Hood Famous. It's called Starving Artist, and that was the name of my mixtape when I was like 15, and I had a ramen packet, and I used GIMP because I didn't have Photoshop. I used GIMP, and I fucking I put Starving Artist on a ROM. I took a photo of a
You
ramen
can bring that
bag.
back. You can use that.
You know what's crazy is I'm still kind of doing the same shit. I've been doing the same shit for like fucking damn near almost 20 years. I think I'm like 16, 17 years in the game. But still, fucking, it's like a lot of time. But yeah, no, man, fucking, I was an iPod kid, and I would have to download these fucking songs, like, and then like find out how the song was afterward. Like, I would like, when it was crazy because this week.
What was the greatest find?
What's up?
The greatest find, because
Yeah, bro, but like Frostwire. These kids don't know about Frostwire.
No, but I mean song wise. What's the song that you like downloaded and you were like, holy crap, this is like the greatest song ever?
I actually posted about it this week, man. I was watching Music Choice at like 2 o'clock in the morning when I was like,
right?
and Blue in Exile is The World Is or what's it called, the Below the Heavens, like the album Below the Heavens came on, but like one of the singles from it was like The World Is, and it was like I was a huge Illmatic's my favorite album of all time, and it'll always be. And fucking, I was like, yeah, this is like a Nas tribute. So I listened, I got into Blue, and it's crazy. I met Blue when I lived in LA.
Yeah.
When I lived in LA, Blue had the same storage facility of me, like near USC and Expo. And I remember I was
hell of a way to meet somebody. Oh, you store here too?
I was like, no, I remember the interaction. I was like, it was crazy, is bro, like. It was a really fast interaction, and I saw him there, and I was like, dude, like, that man, he does that, like, I had such a fast interaction. He was just waiting for an Uber, and I was like, dude, are you Blue? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, because that man doesn't know how much he affected my life. Like, I had every album of this man. I had, like, mixtapes and Sideways, like is fucking like Chasing Doves was like I had that like with my first love. That was like how I associated it, man. It was like
you can't mark out
I had
on
like
artists,
3 minutes and to like talk to him, and it was just weird. But like even like the whole shit of even me moving to LA was a little bit like I was like, oh, I was a big fan of Knowledge. I still am a big fan of Knowledge, and like, you know, like No Worries and shit. I got to meet Anderson .Paak before he got famous, like four months before he got famous.
He still isn't famous.
What's
no
up?
offense.
What, Anderson .Paak isn't famous? He has like he's got Grammys.
He's alright. He's alright.
I'm just saying, he's got a collab
decent.
project with Bruno Mars.
Yeah,
bro.
okay.
He's Anderson .Paak. Anderson .Paak is famous, bro.
He's alright.
So like,
stop debating right now.
Blue had this album called the Jesus LP, and on the last track of it, he had this thing called Do the Knowledge, and it was produced by this guy named Knowledge. And I found the producer of it, and he had like 2 of these like beat tapes on Bandcamp. This is before lo-fi was the thing.
Yeah.
Like lo-fi like came up in like maybe I don't know, but like
2010.
Yeah, but like Knowledge was just this completely different fucking producer, and I was like, this is like the spiritual successor to Dilla. And I was like, and then you know, like I followed his fucking beat tapes and shit, and it was just like I got on when Strawberries and Grapes were tapes, and then they got signed to Stone. I actually worked for a record label that used to host their shit. So then when Knowledge moved over to fucking Stone's Throw in LA, I really wanted to work for Rick Rubin. So I fucking my sister was living in Calabasas, and this is before Shangri-La was like everybody knew what this was. I was like, yo, this guy's a recording studio in fucking Malibu. So then I moved over to Calabasas with my sister, and then I moved to South LA, and that's where I met Blue. But it was like, you have these moments where it's like, you know, like it's just to remind you of this shit. Like I met Anderson .Paak at Knowledge's album release party.
Yeah.
And I went there, and he was going by Breezy Lovejoy, and he was like dancing on stage, whatever. You know what I mean? This is like right before Suede dropped. And I sat there and I talked to him, and I was like, yo, I'm like, I was like, hey, what's going on, man? I was like, yeah, how do you know knowledge? He's like, oh, you know, he's like, we're in a band together called No Worries. I was like, oh shit. We're sitting there talking. And he was like saying, he's like, yeah, you know, he's like, I came up like playing music in church and shit, and fucking. I was like, oh shit. I gave him a dap up, and then I was working for Jeff Hamilton, and I was working late one night, and then Dre dropped the Compton album to go for the fucking, I think, Straight Outta Compton movie.
Yeah.
So he dropped Compton, and Anderson .Paak was on like 4 or 5 of these fucking things, and I was like, what the fuck is Anderson? I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, and it's just like, that's how crazy it is. Life is a strange thing, bro. Life is very strange. It's like these little moments of like
cool shit.
Yeah, bro.
That's what
like,
I would say.
Post a bulletin about fucking 808s and heartbreak. And, you know, since been my fucking best friend for like damn near
Life
15
is a whole bunch of coincidental cool shit.
Now. It's been over 15 years. It's been maybe the 16 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. In a blink of an eye.
Hey, it happens fast. It happens fast. I think I've known Sin for about 10 years.
Yeah, what's crazy is before, like, I found messages when fucking, like when I was in fucking, I don't even know. I think I was in LA or Brooklyn. But she was referring Silk City Stories. So we're going to go into that part of your life.
Yeah.
So when did you get into, how did you end up getting into media?
Yeah, I was working at Ruby Tuesdays and I was like a busboy.
Really?
And I had been there for like, I think it was 3 years. And I was just starting to feel like, fuck, man, this sucks. I'm going to be working at like dead-end jobs my whole life. So I bought like, I took one check and I bought a camcorder. And I was like, let me just film like Patterson. I was riding the bus a lot, dollar buses. And I
love the dollar bus.
I was listening
too,
to a lot of Tribe Called Quest in my headphones on an iPod Nano, whatever. And I was like, man, like the vibes of the songs and like the top of the buildings, it gives off like a cool vibe. So I was like, you know, I know a lot about the history of Patterson. Maybe I could do like this cool Sesame Street kind of like thing, because Sesame Street, like, it's educational, but it's also like entertaining. Yeah, it's like puppets and crackheads and monsters and big birds, whatever, right? So that maybe I can like take like the urban elements of the city, but also present it educationally, where like, you know, a gangbanger would be into it. Like, oh, this is cool. This is about my city. You know, it's educational, but it's not like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this ghetto documentary. So yeah, I bought a camera, started doing that. I did the Falls. I did downtown.
Hurricane Carter.
I did Hurricane Carter. I did Allen Ginsberg.
Shout out to Nambla.
Shout out to Nambla. Yeah.
Shit.
And I did, you know,
that's the one thing that's fucking always threw me off about Allen Ginsberg. Like, I love On the Road, and I love all the lore of Patterson.
That's Kerouac, though, On the Road.
No, I know, but he's like in that shit. Like, you know what I mean? He's like one of the characters.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, there's all the lore of these beat poets. Allen Ginsberg just went nuts, bro. He was just like, yeah, we gotta fuck these little boys.
That's the issue of genius, right? Like the line between insanity and genius is so thin. Like, bro, in 10 years they're gonna say that about us, bro. Like, I'm
not fucking little boys, bro.
No
matter how good my films
are. But something in your past is gonna be held up as a representation of, he was wrong for this. Even though at the time you're gonna be like,
probably the murder. Probably the murder.
Anything.
It's not my fucking.
Let's say
it's not my murder.
I know you don't wear socks. In the future, someone's gonna say, "Yo, he was a genius, but this man never wore socks," which is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be anything dramatic like that, but like.
For the record, I do wear socks when I go to the gym. I don't like just fucking raw dog the treadmill. But no, man, honestly,
they're gonna find any little thing to say you're crazy.
I agree that I'm crazy.
In Ginsberg's case, Yeah, that's fucked up. Like,
he was banging little. You're comparing wearing socks to banging little boys.
no, but what I'm saying really is that no matter what it is that you're kind of doing, they're gonna find something about you that's fucking crazy, and they're gonna point it out as a defect to your character.
Yeah, fair enough. I agree.
No matter what it is.
Yeah, no
matter what
know.
it is.
It's all good, man. You just
Nas made Nostradamus, greatest rapper of all time, but he has that huge blemish. Like, that
Nostradamus is not that bad.
It's bad. It's pretty bad.
It's
pretty bad. What's good on that album? What's good on that album? Owe Me for Ice? Nothing's good on that album. No, he was crazy for that. He's crazy for that. That's insanity. Why would you put that out?
What is that? I'm checking out the Nostradamus.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up.
Street's Disciple was a fucking masterpiece.
Street's Disciple? No, it was bloated.
What, bro? Why? Because it was a 2-disc?
Yeah.
Bro, are you kidding? Dude, have
it was
you
just too many songs.
War?
Nothing like stands out. Like,
bro, War is one of his best songs. Well, I would say War is Nas's best song. Bro. This is Nas's best song, bro. And nobody's really feeling of that.
It's a bloated album.
It's a long album.
You could have got rid of like 8 of the tracks.
Yeah.
8 of them were like nothing.
But War and Street's Disciple was fucking amazing fucking songs.
Bro, Nas is only good when he has something to rap about.
Yeah, that's why he has to get a divorce, bro.
He has to.
Life is Good was a great album.
That's what I'm saying, but he went through a divorce. Godson, his mom passed away. Stillmatic, Jay-Z was the beef with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Nas can't rap unless he has something to rap about.
Well, that's the case, bro. Sometimes people are just rapping about nothing.
Yeah.
That's the problem. His
albums are with Hit Boy are good, but they are kind of about nothing.
Yeah, fair enough. That's why I don't listen to new Nas.
Yeah. They're not bad albums, though.
Yeah.
They're kind of like mixtapes. I look at them like mixtapes.
All right, well, fair enough.
They're just a collection of cool beats.
We're going off topic. All right, so you're making ghetto documentaries.
Well, Nas is part of the story too, right?
Nas is part of the story.
Well, Nas was the first. Stillmatic was the first album I ever bought.
The first album you ever bought?
My own money, yeah. I bought Stillmatic. My cousin had the CD. He wouldn't let me borrow it, so I was like, I'm gonna go buy it. My own money. I was working at like a video game store, and I bought that with my own money. And then I was like, fuck it, I want another Nas album. So I went to. I don't know if you remember downtown Patterson. There was a lot of mixtape stores.
Yeah, there were, man. I remember there was a
mixtape stores.
There was a record store
right next to Players.
Yeah,
right next. There was Tower Records. By Jason's father's bar. The bar that Jason's father owned. There was a Tower Records right next to that. And I walk into the mixtape store. Bengali guy that owned it, right? And I'm like, oh, I need another Nas album. Can you recommend one? I was like 14, 15.
Yeah.
This guy gave me Illmatic, and I look at the back of the case, and I was like, yo, there's only 10 songs on this shit. Like, I can't. I'm gonna look through this and like, this is nothing. This is like.
Oh, like, little did you know.
Little did I know. So I walked out with Godson, and Godson was good. But a week later, I went back and I was like, all right, let me get Illmatic now. Mind blowing.
Oh, dude.
Mind blowing.
Best fucking album of all time.
Yeah,
dude.
Godson was like, all right, I was a little.
I blame Tony Hawk's Underground. Because The World Is Yours was on Tony Hawk's Underground.
It actually was in part 4, wasn't it?
No, it was on
Underground.
Yeah, Underground, New Jersey.
Tony Hawk's
New Jersey level when you're playing The World.
Tony Hawk was the first time I heard The World Is Yours, yeah. Yeah. That was I didn't even own the game.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 soundtrack is probably one of the greatest soundtracks of all time.
It's up there with like Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Vice City has a great soundtrack.
It's an awesome collection of songs. Like, it's awesome curation.
Yeah. Oh, Everybody Loves the Sunshine. That was the first time I heard that shit. There wasn't a lot of media distribution back when we were
Vice
kids.
City,
you had to get like turned on.
If you didn't grow up in the 80s and you heard all those songs for the first time in a video game, you'd be like, wow, these are like the greatest songs of all time. You have Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. You had Tears for Fears.
Everybody.
Yeah, you had just the curation. You had Rockbox, Run DMC. You had damn, what's this woman's name? Love is a Battlefield. Who sings that?
I forgot the fucking.
Brannigan.
Fucking dope. Wait, hold on. Oh shit. War is the best.
Laura Brannigan. Who is that? Is that her name?
Oludara.
Anyway, yeah, Vice City is a hell of a collection of songs. That was a hell of a collection. I never listened to country music until Vice City.
Okay.
Dear
All
Summer.
Let's go back into it. Yeah. You know what? I'm looking for it right now. Is fucking
Laura Brannigan?
Nah, is Scarface The World Is Yours had a really great soundtrack.
Scarface The World Is Yours?
Oh, bro, Scarface had a great fucking soundtrack.
You know, I didn't play much of it. I played like the intro and a demo.
Human beatbox. It was good. It was a great game. I was surprised as well.
Yeah, the Scarface game, I played a little bit of it, like towards the tail end of me working at the video game store.
I didn't like the overacting of it. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back.
That's Al Pacino in general. Al Pacino overacts and everything.
What's that?
After Scarface, Al Pacino is just overacting and everything now.
Yeah. Oh, that's what. I feel Carlito's Way was the last allowance of it, and then like, fucking what's the football one?
Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday. After that, he was just playing like,
Don Pacino.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was working at the video game store, and they had they would buy a lot of used DVDs, and I would like take them home and bring them back the next day, and that's how I saw Taxi Driver. That's how I saw the Panic in Needle Park, Serpico.
You saw Panic in Needle Park?
I did. I saw that.
How is that? I was gonna go see that in fucking.
It didn't leave like an impact on me at all. You know, it's one of those 70s art house.
I was gonna go see it. It was in 60mm film. Film in Lincoln
I mean,
Town.
I'd rather see Dog Day Afternoon in 70.
I love Dog Day Afternoon. It's my logo, bro.
I love how it is your logo.
It is,
actually.
yeah.
It is.
A lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that until right now, but now I'm putting it together. Yeah. I'd rather see Dog Day Afternoon.
I feel like that
guy. Watched it on DVD on my PS2.
Yeah, Dog Day is beautiful.
And I think it's hilarious too, like how, like, all these people that worked at a bank got like Stockholm syndrome, and they were like cool with him.
Yeah.
Towards the end, but then at the end of the movie, they rescue the hostages, and then they're like, they don't really care that these guys got shot. They're just happy to get out of that situation. So it's like, who's phony and who's fake in that movie, and who's real?
Kiss me.
Right.
Because I like to get. I was like, when I get fucked, I like to get kissed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greatest line of all time, dude.
Yeah. I love that Al Pacino played a gay bank robber. You know, he was robbing the bank so that his partner could have the sex change surgery.
Yeah.
It's really good shit. And then Fredo's in there, like, just being a weirdo.
Shout out to John Cazale.
Just being a fucking total weirdo.
Oh, dude. That's the greatest role for that guy.
Yeah, it really is.
That guy is such a fucking
He played
great
Salvatore.
actor.
That's his name in that movie.
Bro,
Salvatore.
yeah. No, Sil.
Sil.
Was
it Sil? Or was it
Sil.
I think it was Salvatore. I think it was Salvatore.
We're going to debate this right now.
I think so. I think it was Sally.
What was the name of John Cazale's character in Dog Day Afternoon? Hold on. Oh, motherfucker. Come on, Siri. Don't fucking suck. It's $1 billion worth of fucking...
I think it's Salvatore, dude.
I'm pretty sure it's Sil. We're going to bet right now. Cazale. Dog Day. Sil, bro.
Is it?
Wait, hold on. Cast. Sal! You won.
Salvatore, yeah.
Yeah, you won, bro. All
yeah,
right.
Sally, yeah.
Sally.
Yeah. Well, I had a guy that worked for me. His name was Salvatore, and I used to call him Sally. But, Yeah, all those movies. I watched them in high school. I try to show my friends Apocalypse Now. They're like, oh, this movie's long and fucking boring.
Oh, they didn't like it?
Well, we were like 14, so like, of course. But I was already entrenched in like just a legend of movies. You know, you watch shows about movies and where they quote movies. So like when someone says the smell of napalm in the morning, you know that's like from Apocalypse Now, and you're like, I gotta go watch that. It's a legendary movie because it's quoted in like 30 different movies.
Yeah.
But
I'm very happy I'm over that situation in my life. I lived in a van and I just watched.
Yeah, you watched the 100 greatest movies of all time.
Yeah,
according to
Martin Scorsese.
I
really wish.
What was the worst movie on that list that he liked?
Ooh.
You know, Kubrick likes Big Mama's House.
Big Mama's House.
He did. That was one of his favorite movies.
Really?
According to his wife, yeah.
It was after he died. Though.
After he died, yeah. So what was Scorsese's like worst favorite movie?
I don't know, man. Like maybe Cat People.
Cat People?
Cat People is kind of shit.
I never heard of Cat People.
I don't know. Let me see. What was for me? Let me recap the thing. Martin Scorsese, 85. Jamie, bring that up.
I know what's the worst movie he ever made.
What was that? What do you think?
Kundun.
You didn't like Kundun?
No. It's kind of pretentious. Kind of like...
You know the thing is, man,
for
fucking
no reason.
Scorsese, when he gets like, there's a system amongst directors.
Yeah, he does like things that...
One for them, two for them, one for me.
Yeah.
He does.
But the thing is that his one for him
is like
usually good too.
Is like a Roman Catholic piece where he's like trying to profess his guilt.
Listen, the last shit of Christ, Last Temptation.
Last Temptation of Christ. Yeah, it's usually that.
Other than the casting, I think that movie's still a good movie.
All right, we're gonna go down the 85 films. Ace in the Hole was awesome. All That Heaven Allows was awesome. America is one of my favorite movies of all time. An American in Paris is Apocalypse Now. Is Apocalypse Now. Arsenic and Old Lace was a good one. That's like a very like weird one. Bad and the Beautiful was good. Bandwagon is like musical. Born on the 4th of July I didn't actually see. Cape Fear was good.
But he put his own movies on the list?
No. Cape
Fear
is the original Cape Fear. Caught, I don't remember watching. Citizen Kane is Citizen Kane. The Conversation is a masterpiece.
Conversation I love.
Dial M for Murder is a fucking wonderful one too. Do the Right Thing is amazing. Duel in the Sun is great. Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse is like fucking 10-minute fucking bullshit. Europe of 51 I didn't watch. Faces is one of the greatest films of all time. Fall of the Roman Empire is good. My shit just died. Hold on. Flowers.
No, there's no. You don't have to keep going.
Flowers.
So you just agree with most of his picks.
I agree with.
Because it sounds like you didn't dislike any of them that stand out to you.
They're not like the thing is, it's like taking photography. It's like, all right, so like I did the Hinchcliffe Stadium thing, right? I did like 891 photos. I'm posting like 20.
Yeah.
Right? Like
it's the whole
the weight of how good Faces was fucking
balances out that he liked.
Bro, it's like one of the greatest
The
things.
Color of Money.
Yeah, it shaped me as a person.
Well, let me take it back, Kundun. I think Color of Money is his worst movie.
Color of Hustler is a great movie.
Hustler
Flowers of St. Francis is great, even though it's like
Hustler.
It's like a fucking movie.
Color of Money is a sequel to Hustler.
No, I know, but still, like the Hustler and like that general thing.
Color of Money is too.
I watched a little bit of Color of Money. I wasn't like.
You didn't watch the whole thing?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay, so there you go.
I have the fucking the attention span of a goddamn squirrel now. Shout out to Squirrel Rosenberg.
Oh yeah, but you fucking watched all of his other movies. You watched
because I was living in a van and I was like, this is the only time in my lifetime that I'm not gonna have.
You watched Kundun.
There's not gonna be like a child. I didn't watch Kundun.
Oh, you didn't watch Kundun? The whole thing?
Kundun. I watched Cumdum. I watched the
porn version.
Yeah, the porn version of it where they come on the fucking Dalai Lama.
Okay.
Godfather, Gun Crazy was good. Heaven's Gate I never watched, but I heard a lot about. House of Wax was good. How Green Was My Valley, The Hustler. Infernal Cakewalk was like, whatever. Journey to Italy, Julius Caesar, Kiss Me Deadly. Clute was awesome. Everything has their, like, weight. of like why they're amazing. Like McCabe and Mrs. Miller is like the reason behind that, why that's a fucking good one, is because like the guy flashed the film. It was like the guy like took a very risky process at Robert Altman. He would like flash the film so the grain would like fucking pop up. So he used like a very like low speed, so he'd flash the film so the grain, like the bits of, so it looked like it was an 1800s film. Mishima was beautiful. It's just, dude, they're all beautiful films. It's just that you have to appreciate them in their own thing.
I'm saying, was there
like
one
The Trial
that was
by
like,
Orson Welles, Touch of Evil. It's crazy, man. Shock Corridor is amazing.
People like The Untouchables. I think that's a horrible fucking movie.
I didn't like The Untouchables.
It's a horrible fucking movie. The baby stroller going in slow motion as they're having a shootout. I think De Palma's very overrated, bro.
What's up?
De Palma's very overrated.
De Palma's not overrated,
He's
bro.
very overrated.
Nah, bro.
The conversation, that's him. Right?
No, that's Francis Ford Coppola.
De Palma is Scarface,
Carlito's Way. Fucking what is it? I'm bugging.
He's overrated, bro.
He's not overrated.
Untouchables. Untouchables.
I didn't like the Untouchables though.
Untouchables. Jack
Scarface.
with Robin Williams, horrible movie.
Bro, I cried like a motherfucker.
No, that's Coppola. That's Coppola.
Jack is Coppola. Way. Jack is Coppola?
Jack is Coppola.
No way.
It is Coppola. It is Coppola.
No way. Oh, you're right.
Jack is Coppola.
Wow.
De Palma is...
I cried like a baby for Jack.
De Palma is Bonfire of the Vanities, which I never watched.
Bonfire of the Vanities.
I never watched it.
Hey man, Scarface and Carrie,
yeah.
Carlito.
He has. De Palma has hits.
Way is a beautiful thing.
De Palma has hits. They carry his lackluster movies above the finish line. Scarface and damn, well, there's another one that I liked from him that was really good. Mission Impossible 1. That's De Palma.
Mission Impossible 1.
Mission Impossible 1 was actually like a really good heist spy movie. It wasn't all that action shit that it is now. It was like really about a heist.
Wow. Yo, Tom Cruise is 61 years old.
Yeah. In the height of a fucking 15-year-old.
Damn, and he was banging Nicole Kidman.
Allegedly. I don't think he really was.
You think he's gay?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Well, it doesn't take anything away from him.
Marv is dodging the personal questions of afternoon.
Okay, so look.
Motherfucker. He's like trying to go into these deep-rooted conversations about film and cinema.
I did Soak City Stories. I ran into Juan Perez at Walmart. Juan Perez, I went to high school with him. He was a rapper. And he asked me, like, yo, I can make a song for your Silk City Stories.
Oh, so you were getting traction. You were getting fans on these.
Well, I went to high school with him already, and he had saw the Silk City Stories, and he was like, yo, I can make music for your documentary. And I was like, yeah, and I could record your music videos for you, because, like, I'd never done a music video. I'd done this documentary type of stuff, but I'd never done a music video.
Yeah.
It took a couple months. I didn't want to do it unless I had, like, a unique idea. At the end of the day, my unique idea was just to do 3 of his songs and put them together into a music video, but it still wasn't that unique, so I kind of was disappointed by it. But either way, I took them to the Art Factory, and I always wanted to be in that community. I was like really, really wanted to be in the Art Factory. It just felt like there's a community of great creatives here. I need an excuse.
This is before the current owner?
No, same owner.
Same owner? I've heard so many horror stories of this guy. I have no idea who he is.
I've heard him too.
He's indicted on multiple charges, and then eventually
David
just got
Garcia,
washed away.
I mean, he gave a home to a lot of Patterson creatives in the beginning.
And now he's just jaded.
Now it's
jaded, bro.
Now
I feel like
it's just about weddings and
money.
It's always was about money, but I wanted to be in there. There was a lot of like hip hop, urban like things in there before. It's not like that now, but
Yeah, now he's like, get these fucking
yeah,
He
kicked out a lot of the people that I liked. So I told Juan and I told Billy Prempe and Steve, the guy I work with now, Steve Franchise.
Okay.
The four of us.
The franchise.
Yes, the franchise. It was me, Juan, Billy, Prempe, and Steve. And I told them, like, dude, we should get a room in the art factory just for our creative endeavors. Like, that we're in that community. We could all work on our own thing, but, like, let's just get a room in there to be part of that community. And we'll figure out what we're going to do in there for the most part, later on. I just wanted to be in the art factory. I didn't care what was the reason we were there. And they said, yeah. I was going to pay most of the rent because I was just like, I was so desperate to be in that community.
Really?
Yeah, I was so desperate to be there. And yeah, we got a room there. And then me and Juan are talking and we're like, you should produce music in there. You're a rapper. You should just produce beats and whatnot. And Juan's like, what about a radio station? And I was like, radio? It was like 2012 or 13. I was like, nobody's listening to radio anymore. Like, it's kind of a done medium. It's kind of dead. Right? I didn't see podcasting. I didn't see radio becoming podcasting in the future. But he wanted to have an online radio station, and I was kind of there with it. He wanted to call it Letting Out Stress, LOS, radio. I also didn't foresee that hip-hop was going to become emo in a couple years. So he kind of was ahead of the curve on that one. He wanted a radio station. He wanted it to be kind of like about mental health, which I wasn't like an advocate of at the time. It was 2013.
We had weird education when we were younger.
We did.
Yeah.
And he wanted it to be about mental health, and I didn't care for that at the time. So I kind of was like, well, whatever. I'll support it, but I'm not like with it completely. Whatever. Billy Prempe dropped out. Steve dropped out. It was me and Juan saying he was having trouble paying for it. It was like $700 a month. Even between four people, it still was a lot for all of us. Yeah. And
it was $700 to rent the art factory at one point.
What's that?
It was $700 to rent the art factory.
It was $700 for a room in the art factory in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah. I had a pretty good job. I was working construction. I was making like $20 an hour in 2012. So I was very well off at the time. I had a car. I had an apartment. I was doing good. I was betting everything on this art factory.
It's $20 an hour in America.
Well, in 2012, $20 an hour
I could
was
go
like
so much, bro.
It was.
I remember $12 an hour was like nuts,
bro. In 2012,
it was like, I'm afraid to make $12 an hour.
In 2012, 12 an hour was crazy.
I know.
I was making $20 an hour in 2012. So fathom, like Johnny fathomed that shit. John fathomed that shit, right? So I was like, I'll pay for everything. I don't care. As long as you guys are here with me and I have a community, I'm good. But they all dropped out. Everybody was like, yeah, we don't have a plan. We don't have nothing going on. What are we doing this for? But I didn't give up on the idea. So I went to college. I learned photography, video communications, everything. And I got a room at Alfano Island. Alfano Island is down by where the AutoZone, the food, Super is.
Super, yeah.
Yeah, around that area.
Marv was living in the KNC Fried Chicken.
I was, but it was right next to KNC Fried Chicken.
Okay.
And I told Juan had actually started the radio station in his house. Like, he was like, fuck it, we don't got the art factory, whatever, I'm going to do it in my house now. Because I just want to do it so bad. So then I got the room in Alfano Island. I told Juan, like, you'll split the rent with me. You could do the radio station thing in my studio. I wanted the studio for, like, YouTube videos and gaming stuff. I wanted to do a gaming channel, really, like a YouTube gaming channel.
It's back in the day, too.
This is 2015, 16.
Okay.
15, maybe. I just got kicked out from my girlfriend's house.
Yeah.
I moved in with a girl. It was her house. We broke up. I had to find somewhere to go.
Yeah.
And
This is like the beginning of these videos.
it's the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing Villainy Games.
Yeah.
It was me, Steve,
DX the Great finally came into the
Mighty
picture.
Pete, that fucking Mark, and Juan's there doing the radio station thing. And Juan actually was getting other people to use his studio. Other people were hitting him up like, "Yo, can we record our podcast at your studio?" He got Derek Dorda from the Real Point Podcast.
Oh, Derek Dorda. Shout out to Derek Dorda.
He started his podcast over there.
I've never met this man face to face.
He's a good guy.
But I don't know. Shout out to Derek Dorda. Yeah, he's a good guy.
He started the Real Point Podcast with Juan. The
rest
Dark
in
and
peace
Hour.
To
the Bebe.
Yeah, rest in peace, bro.
The Dark and Hour started their podcast with Juan. Happy Hour, which was two girls from the suburbs. I forgot who they were, but they actually got Drewski to come by and record it.
Drewski.
D. Drewski, yeah. Huh. Not the comedian, the 997 guy.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
There's like mad Drewskis, bro.
There is. There's way too, I don't know.
Continue.
But Juan actually pulled in a lot of great podcasts in his first year of the business. And that we had gotten kicked off the island because his guests were smoking weed and the owner saw it. He wasn't happy with it. And he was like, "Yo, let's find a room. Let's find a place somewhere else." We found Alex Nieves' place in Clifton. Yeah. And we partnered from there. We were like, "Yo, let's become business partners. Let's combine what we're doing." Because we're already doing it in the same room anyway.
Yeah.
Even though he had got another room next to me. But it kind of was still the same place. We combined it. He was calling it Speak Your Mind Radio.
Yeah.
When we got to Clifton, it was a little rough because we didn't sign a single new podcast because we're by too many like rock bands and grungy shit.
Yeah, I heard about this. This is like a whole ass venue.
It's a rehearsal
Neil
studio.
said he would go a bunch of times. He would like fucking...
I met Neil there.
Yeah.
It was a rehearsal studio. We were in the wrong place.
Yeah.
That was a great spot. I met great people there, but it's all rock bands in every room. Every room had a band rehearsing.
Yeah, so it was like, all right, guys, we need quiet.
I need to record a podcast, but whole shit, there's fucking Jimi Hendrix.
Like,
like next door to me. Nickelback is right next door, but what am I going to do? I can't tell him to be quiet. He pays to be here, too.
Yeah.
So Juan ended up quitting. He ended up like saying, "Yo, this is not making money. I'm out of here." Yada yada yada. We had changed the name to Bravery Studios a little bit before that because I was like, I want something a little more all-encompassing.
What made you pick that name?
I think it was like
you were like feeling.
I wanted a one-word name, and I wanted something that anyone can relate to. So I was thinking of like Valiant Studios or Valor Studios or and I was just looking up words that meant
like the feeling
of
I need to be brave in order to create shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So and then Bravery came up and I showed Juan a list of like 3 different names and he went with Bravery Studios and that was it. I knew he was going to... Out of the names I picked for him, I picked 2 that I knew he wouldn't like and 1 that he would. Yeah. I know the psychological system of that. show multiple options. That way they feel like they made the choice, but really you made the choice.
It's like Valor.
Yeah.
The Vanguard.
Yeah.
More V words.
But yeah, so going Bravery... Then Juan quit like a couple months later. In 2019 is when podcasting blew up. Because Joe Rogan had announced that he made millions with Spotify deal. That's when business just took off.
Everybody was like, hey.
Go make money podcasting?
Yeah.
Let's go to Bravery. And that's when it took off. 2019. He had quit 2018. December 2018 he quit. January 2019, I had signed like 10 different podcasts.
Oh, wow.
He quit right before the explosion. And I'm kind of living his dream a little bit, but.
Do you guys ever made a way of like talking to each other? Or is it
I'll like comment on stuff on Instagram. He makes beats now. He's doing Billy Prempe's podcast.
Oh really? He produces that?
He produces it, yeah.
I didn't know that.
And I like little small talk, like nothing like that deep.
Right.
He wrote a diss track.
He's like, yo, he's like, man, fucking. He's like, fuck Rocky.
He mostly
Perdomo.
dissed X-Man Dan on it. He didn't really say anything bad
really?
about me.
Dan? Why?
X-Man Dan was like his right hand man. Like they were like bros.
Oh wow.
So he kind of felt a little betrayed when X-Man Dan and me started hanging out more. But yeah, he wrote a diss track. I comment here and there. I talk to him sporadically, like around I don't know, randomly. I think he's over it now, but I think at first when he saw the business booming a little bit,
yeah, he was like, what the fuck? Where's my money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I owed him something. So he took back all his equipment that he paid for. In February, he quit in December. He said he's gonna leave me all the equipment because he paid for everything. I didn't have money. I quit that $20 an hour job.
Why?
Because I believed so much in what we were doing.
Oh.
I believed in it so much that I quit everything. And so he started paying for everything. And shit, I wouldn't have even eaten if he didn't throw me some dollars every here and there. Like he really did take care of me through that period. I was just so gun ho, like I was Captain Ahab with like fucking Moby Dick, bro.
Oh shit, bro.
I didn't care about anything but the dream. I was like, the podcasting shit's gonna take off. I believe in it this month. I can go days without eating. I'll be fine. That's when he threw me a couple bucks. Like, yo, did you eat it today? And I'd be like, I'd be ashamed, but I'd be like, yeah, I'll take your money.
Please.
Yeah.
Broadway pizza,
please. Well, we were in Clifton, so it was like fucking Maharajas and
shit. Crispy chicken,
or whatever. Jaimitos. And sometimes Alex Nieves would cook. Those are the best days in the studio.
Oh yeah, well,
you gotta be Alex, man. Alex,
I think I've met him before.
He's the king, bro.
He was here before. He
came here.
Yeah, he's been here before. He was like trying to do something, but he I don't know.
I love that guy.
I don't know him that well.
I fucking love that guy.
Yeah.
Like if you were into wrestling, you'd probably be him.
If I was into wrestling, I'd be him.
It sounds deeper than what it is,
all
but
right.
yeah. I love Alex Nieves, bro. Alex is the king, the first king. It was kind of like Prototype what he had, but it wasn't a commune. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Nobody spoke to each other from different rooms. Everyone had their own room and went in their own space. But there was a select few people who were like kind of the family. And Alex would cook. He would cook, and like we'd all go in his room and eat.
Hold the commune down.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, he was cool. He was a cool guy. And he held me down. I'd be late on rent. He would like help me out.
Yeah. Like
I owe him a lot, man. He found me clients.
Oh yeah.
He found me some clients. Like yeah, he was the shit. I owe Alex Nieves a lot. I owe him a lot.
Word.
The back. I'd
love to get him on the podcast. Try to.
You should get him. You should get him.
I'll finagle that.
You should definitely get him on.
I'll finagle that one. That's
he's a legend.
Note to the editor.
He knows everybody you know.
I know that's
he
the
knows
thing.
Sin. He knows.
What's so weird? Yeah, that's the thing. Is Sin introduced me to him.
Yeah.
But I don't really. I still don't know him that well. I haven't seen him since.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. I love that
weird,
guy.
Man. There's a very. What's crazy is that it's like it's a very small community. It doesn't take that long to know it.
What it is that, we all think we're very unique, but I think in different cities, there's people just like us that are struggling the same way we are. And
even in different cities, bro, it's there's people. You know,
there's people.
Exactly. Yeah, bro. It's like you don't have to like. There's like a massive wave of consciousness.
There's a creative crowd.
There's a creative crowd
in every city,
and the creative crowd isn't that big. Like,
it's not that big.
No, I'm serious. Like,
and we're not as unique as we like to think we are.
It depends, Bennett. Everybody's all right. Like say I make salmon, right? And,
let's say you make sculptures better.
We're making salmon.
Okay, salmon. All right.
Or pasta. Say pasta's a very bland thing. I like, you know what I mean? Some people.
There's a guy in Michigan who's just like you.
Some people, no, there's some people who they're making pasta in Michigan, and I'm making pasta in Paterson, New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
And Michigan and Paterson, New Jersey are not the same
very far
place.
away.
It could be a very urban area, and it's like, hey, this guy's over here, but it's like, the way I make pasta is different than the way somebody else makes pasta. Some person uses like oregano and fucking salt and pepper.
No, it's definitely done differently.
I mean?
But
I use like
it's
cumin.
the same struggles and kind of story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not necessarily, man. I've had a unique experience.
You have an extremely unique experience.
Yeah,
not to take anything away from you or me.
No, I'm just saying.
But what I'm saying is there's people other than us in the world who have similar stories to us. Not exactly everything the same, but it goes to show that. What am I trying to say? Ultimately, there's a lot of us. Like, we think we're the underdogs, and we think we're the minority.
Oh, there's a shitload of people.
But there's a shitload of us.
There's a shitload of people.
There's a shitload of us.
But you know what it is, dude? There's a lot of people. Everybody needs to make food.
Yeah.
There's only a finite amount of chefs, right? And among chefs, and there's a shitload of restaurants, right?
There's only a finite of good chefs.
Yes, and there's, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's funny. There's like 5 good comedians.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, there's a shitload of fucking, of restaurants, right? And every single one of those restaurants, there is a guy who is the chef, or is like the person who's dictating the menu or whatever. That's the chef.
Yeah.
Right? Not all of them are goody. Well, maybe not good. Goody's not a good example, but I'm just saying, like the dude who does fucking like La Bernardine, like Eric Repair, like he, like, no, I'm serious, like that's a very fine, like, oh, this is a beautiful thing, and it's for a specific person. And then you got like, I'm a big fan of El Sabor and the fucking Supermarket, bro. Supermarket's got like some.
They make hot food in there?
They make great food.
Really?
In Supermarket.
I gotta go in there.
Oh, that's an episode of Hood Famous. It's one of the best fucking restaurants in Paterson. Is in the fucking Supermarket.
I would never thought.
It's so good, bro. It's so good. They make like bacalao, and like it's like $8. I mean, it's not because it's just cheap. It's just good. Like today, I got pollo asado with like fucking penne alla vodka for like $6, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good.
No, Spanish food. The great thing about Spanish food is that it's inexpensive.
It's inexpensive, and it's
real
fucking
and it's
food,
real fucking
bro.
food.
It's real food,
yeah.
bro.
And they give you big portions. They give you huge.
They feed you. They actually.
You go to a Dominican restaurant, you get half chicken, bro. You're getting You're getting half of the fucking chicken.
Yeah.
You're getting half of that. Yeah. Like, what do you picture in your head as a chicken?
But like Al-Bashar, like the chef of Al-Bashar is like, that person is like a legit chef. Yeah. That's in the area, and it's like he's feeding mad people. And then, you know, you can get like, you know, Gyro King. Gyro King is still a chef, but it's like, that's like somebody, you know, who's like half and half with their shit. But it's like, I used to be not insecure, but I used to be
about
like,
your cooking?
I know that when I was in the van, I knew I was gonna be. The thing is, I had like a little, not necessarily an ego, but I had a sense of knowing that I would be a great director. That I knew that this is something that I will do for the rest of my life. I don't care if I win or if I fail. I mean, I was like, yo, I need to win. I used to put a lot of pressure on myself, but now I'm very casual with it, and I just I make. The key is the consistency. The key is that I am a fucking...
believe in yourself.
Yeah, I believe
Remember also that Hollywood's in a shit show. Hollywood has been a shit show for...
It's not even that. I used to be like, oh, I need to make like this great fucking movie and win an Oscar and do all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like... now I have fans.
It's about your ecosystem now.
Yeah.
Now it's about people that you know and that are in your close proximity appreciating your work.
It doesn't even have to be that now. Like,
they don't
the
even
thing is, bro,
appreciate it
I
for
have
you?
I'm this might not fucking get posted by the time this is out, but I'm dropping the Glance on Twitter this Thursday, and I had like 3-4 of these people that consistently like my shit and are like genuine fans.
Yeah.
Of like, and I don't know who these fucking people are. One guy's in Montreal. This person is like a flower emoji, but they're like, dude, I can't wait. You know what I mean? And it's like, to have that was like, wow. I'm like, holy shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm posting this shit on Film Freeway and hoping these people give a shit. It's like they actually give a shit. It's that, and that's like, but I'm not like going through the studio system and then like Universal Pictures presents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like just making the things that I make.
That's the point I was trying to make, where like maybe 20 years ago,
oh, you needed to.
If you wanted to be a great movie, you needed to have a big studio behind you. You needed to put it out in a theater, because otherwise no one would see it. There was no YouTube. There was no internet. There was internet, but you weren't watching a whole movie on the internet back in the day.
My daily routine defaults into expanding my network so that more people can be in touch with my work.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Every day, but the thing is, it's the consistency. I've grown more as a director taking daily photography, because now, like, when I take my shot,
you have a broader definition of a director.
I am just very, very, I'm definite in all of my decisions now. I'm not like, oh, well, what can I do? You know what I mean? I'm like, even if it's not the best shot, it's still a definite decision, and that's better than waiting for the best shot. It's just like, I am very, like, I'm definitive in it. And once I'm definitive in it, that's it. You know what I mean? It's like, and I know what a dish of mine, like, looks like. And sometimes it's cookie cut or whatever, and it's like, you know, I could be like, oh, well, fucking, you know, a Nas album now just sounds like Nas talking about nothing. But it's like, you know, it's like,
the shots fired.
It's still a Nas album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's still better than about 70% of people in the music industry.
I would take a Nas album over a Pooh Shiesty album any day, bro. Pooh Shiesty could drop a masterpiece and it still would be shittier.
I don't even think I've ever heard a Pooh Shiesty song.
I don't even know who Pooh Shiesty is, but I'm just giving an example.
Yeah. I guess to get back on track.
All right.
I guess Juan left the picture. Business started booming. That was 2019. 2019 was great.
What was it like arriving at the YMCA spot for the first time?
So the pandemic happened, right?
Yeah.
And somebody brought the building in Clifton, the Alex Nieves building.
Yeah.
One of my podcast clients brought the building.
Damn. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, oh yeah. You forgot about that. Yeah. I remember the story.
So he wanted the space we were in. I'm still doing his podcast weekly, but he wants to take over the whole space I'm in. So he was like, "Yo, you guys got to find somewhere new to go." And it was a little crazy. It was 2020. It was the Panini. It was wild, right? But I begged
you just
them.
call the pandemic a panini?
Yeah, the panini, the great panini. And I begged them. I cried. I was like, I did the whole waterworks. I did the whole spiel. Like, yo, you're kicking us out. I have nowhere to go. I have a great business. He wrote me a check, a large sum, a crazy amount of money. Yeah. And he said, all right, go wherever you want.
What did this person do?
Crazy money. Crazy money. He's a billionaire.
All right.
He lives in Hoboken.
Oh, okay.
Right? So he wrote me a check, said go wherever you want. I only went 5 minutes away to Garfield. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. It wasn't like anything super dramatic, but you know, it was rough building the place. There was no walls, there was no podcast rooms. We built all of that shit. I still owe somebody money for like building those walls. I owe him like $500, I think, something like that. And I had to cut corners. I had to do a lot of like kind of fucked up things, I guess, to be there, which I regret. But for the most part, we got in. It was rocky in the beginning. A lot of my clients were hating me for like a couple months.
Why? Because it was just like weird.
Because it was like, I'm supposed to record you today, but hey, I gotta build this wall. I gotta put a window in. I gotta put up soundproofing. There's nothing there. I was going back and forth between Clifton and Garfield like every day.
Yeah.
I was renting a U-Haul every day. And shout out to Malcolm. Shout out to everybody that helped me. Fucking shout out to Ray. A fucking crackhead helped me move things over. But it got done. And it worked. And it happened. And we're here. And we're rocking. And we're doing more money than ever right now.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
What a journey.
Yeah. I remember, like, when we moved to Garfield, there was definitely days where I was like, damn, bro, I have to wake up and I have to do a million things, or I can't record this person. I have to go back to the old building, get shit that was only for their podcast, come back over, put up some decorations or something so that it's not just a white wall they're recording in front of. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. And I had to do most of that on my own. But got through it, man. I got there in June. What's that?
You're a better person for it. Do you feel the growth
I hope
of it?
So. No? I hope so. I got there in June, and Steve showed up in September. Right?
Yeah.
So Steve showed up, and he invited Matthias.
Yeah.
In probably October.
This is the formation of the wolf pack.
Yes, it is. I knew Matthias already, but I didn't know him that well. And then Matthias invited Will a month later. So then that was the wolf pack right there. Yeah, we've been rocking ever since. We added Osei like a year later.
Where?
Osei is a great addition. He's an artist.
Yeah. Where, man? So what are your future plans for everything, man?
Podcasting network with my partner Matthew Zeitoun.
Woo! Hood Famous is coming on the way.
Hood Famous.
First episode is Burning Man, and I'm
DJ Deli.
Getting for it. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good time.
The podcast network. Then I'm working with Garfield on the after school program and a lot of stuff that's gonna elevate us a lot.
Marvin's employing child slaves to engineer the podcast.
I'm selling out.
Now.
Yeah, I'm selling out.
Which honestly is. I don't know. Like I don't know.
I want that federal money. Yeah.
Oh shit! They heard that shit. That's why I stopped.
They heard it.
See, that's why they went by.
I want the federal money. Shout out to Mina. Mina had the mayor of Garfield as a health teacher in high school.
Yeah.
And she, we went to a girl's birthday party at the Venetian. I had to buy a suit. I haven't worn a suit in.
You're telling me, bro.
Forever. Had to buy a suit. Had to buy shoes. It was a pain in the ass. I bought a suit, and then when I went to put it on,
I think you wore the shoes for like 4 days afterward.
I did. They were so good. They were so comfortable. I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah, I know. I was like, why are you
put on the suit
right
and
now?
it had an ink block on it. You know when they take off the magnet off the pants?
Yeah.
I guess the ink came out. Because it has ink inside of it. And I had to go back and buy another pair of pants. It was a pain in the ass to get to that birthday party. But I went. I went 4 hours late. It started at like 12. I got there like at 4. And it ended at like 8. So I was there for like 2 hours. Mina's there. She's talking to the mayor. She already told him about the studio. And I get there and she introduces me. And I hit it off with the mayor. He was a cool guy. He was very down to earth, very blue collar.
Yeah.
Very human.
He's a fucking health teacher, bro.
He's a fucking health teacher.
Yeah. It's the most human you can get.
Yeah, it's the most human you can get.
Right.
And then he came to the studio like a couple weeks later. He liked it. You know. And
he's gonna hook it up.
I got him a cigar. I got him a Perdomo cigar.
Perdomo cigar.
I got him a Perdomo cigar.
The people that I found those cigars at, they recently just lost the deli. I'm a little sad, man. Woodland Park kind of sucks.
It does.
Thank God. Hopefully the Pizza City better never go under.
Is it the same owner?
It's the same owner. Yeah, it's his son.
Oh wow.
His son has a spot at Woodland Park, and then, it's called Patterson. The fucking bullshit. But he is now taking over the Pizza City that's in downtown Patterson.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to do that. I want to. We have access to that for
that Pizza City is legendary.
Yeah, we have access to that guy for
I gotta take you to like the Patterson places that I spent most of my childhood in.
I'm down, bro.
Pizza City's one of them because they had a Marvel vs. Capcom arcade, and they had a very big.
You should meet Joe. Joe is the guy who's doing.
He probably knows me and doesn't even know he knows me.
No, Joe's one of the nice.
I
don't know what I like more about Pizza City if it's the pizza or if it's just that Joe's just a really nice guy and I want to support his business.
They had the best interior of any pizza place in Patterson.
Really?
Yeah, because they had the biggest.
It's been like shut down for like how long from Mello?
I think since
I've been back.
It's been like 4 years that I haven't been in there, so I don't know exactly, but I just remember like this was a very cozy place to eat. They had the Marvel vs. Capcom. They had Cruising USA in there. Like that's what I remember the most. The arcades.
Yeah.
Ellison Pizza,
you've achieved the American dream, by the way. You have your own arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have like Johnny Freeze and all these other. No, I'm serious, bro. You've achieved it.
You had an arcade in here too. You gave me yours.
I just play NBA Jam. But I'm just saying, like you've developed.
It's
the king of the nerds, ladies and gentlemen.
King of the nerds. I'm the
We're
king
still
of the
doing
nerds.
a podcast. King of the nerds, ladies and gentlemen.
Ellison Pizza has the best sandwiches in downtown Patterson.
Really?
I'm not talking about Giovanni's. Giovanni has the best slices.
Ellison Pizza outside of Unique
Ellison
Shop.
Pizza is right next to Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Across the street from Unique.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
They have the best sandwiches. Get their chicken cutlet.
I had their menus,
get their pastrami sandwich.
They recently went to TV's in there and they threw out all the menus.
No way.
Yeah, bro. I had them here. They threw them out. I grabbed them, bro. We just threw them out too.
Yo, Ellison Pizza is legendary for their sandwiches. I like Giovanni's slices better. Giovanni, a regular slice of pizza at Giovanni's, cheese, tomato sauce, bread. They kick ass at it.
Ray's Pizza
was Ray's Pizza
a
dollar slice
was delicious.
No,
because you would bite into it and it would crunch.
It would crackle.
I like that.
It wouldn't crunch. It would crackle.
Like that.
You'd have crumbs coming down your neck.
No, it was a good. It was $5 a pizza.
You know why Ray's Pizza was really good? Because they got Broadway to put on their fucking pants. Broadway Pizza has run downtown pizza for 30-something years. Ray's moved across the street and Broadway said, nah.
If Ray's Pizza ever steps foot in Patterson, New Jersey.
That's exactly what happened. Ray's Pizza got Broadway Pizza to put on their fucking pants, bro. Because Broadway started doing dollar slices. They started doing $8 pies. They started doing...
It was a $5 pie.
$5 pie.
$5 pie, bro. I remember
8-inch slices.
It was the first time I ever flexed on my brother and my mom. As I came back and I had 2 pizzas, but it was only $10.
Bro,
I was like, yeah. I got
Broadway
pizza
never
now.
had competition until Ray's moved next door.
Ray's was good, bro. I don't know. I was sad when they left. And then they tried to do this weird chicken and halal spot, and that like sucked.
Yeah, no.
And now they're like trying to do vegan food, like just do the ultimate thing where you just sell weed.
I think Broadway Pizza never tasted as good as it did until Ray's moved next door, across the street.
Yeah.
Eye distance. You know what it's like to have a business? Let's just say there's another prototype across the street, and you see them doing shows from your windows. Broadway Pizza has.
Oh yeah, people going in. I used to go, and I would get off the bus, and I was right there.
Imagine looking out your window and seeing the competition.
I can't believe they closed though.
Because ultimately, one, I think Ray's Pizza was kind of dirty and scummy on the inside. It just felt that way when you walked in there. It kind of felt like this place.
Broadway Pizza is scummy as shit.
Broadway Pizza has scummy customers. But
Broadway
I
Pizza
think
has a guy selling you fucking
mixtapes and shit. I know.
His mixtapes. That's where Fetty Wap came up, bro.
I know.
That's how Fetty Wap came up.
I don't know. Ray's Pizza just felt worse. Ray's just felt worse. And I remember I was in Bergen Community College. I'd get off the bus, I'd get some Ray's Pizza, and I'd go home. Because Ray's would close at 10, Broadway would close at 7.
Yeah.
I get Ray's and I'd walk
That's insane
home.
that people close that early here.
No, but Patterson,
Gets
in
nuts
downtown, the rules is 7 p.m.
Really?
I don't know how Ray's got away with closing at 10.
I don't know.
Maybe they were just at the cusp because maybe that was like below
a different ward.
What's considered, yeah. Maybe that's just below what's downtown Patterson.
Or just the Italians wanted to go home.
Maybe. Broadway is real Italian.
I think it was all big
Broadway
dollars.
is real Italian, yeah.
Yeah, bro is a weird spot.
Competition is good for business, bro. I never felt as ambitious as I did until I had competition.
Where?
Yeah, Kearney Point is my competition right now. I'm trying to kick their ass. Kearney Point, they're in Kearney.
Yeah.
They have like an art factory kind of situation over there too. They have great cameras and great studio, but they only have one.
Let's burn it down.
The one of my clients went over there for a tour.
A joke. What are you saying about, like,
one of my clients went over to Kearney Point for a tour.
And they haven't been back since?
No. They came back.
All right.
But they told...
It's like an Adam 22
the owner
situation.
Listen,
He's like, yeah, go ahead. Go check it out. Go check out the Jason Lovell podcast.
The owner told them, like, oh, that guy must hate me over there because I'm taking a couple of his clients. And they came back and he told me that he says that he thinks I hate him. So I messaged him and I said, I don't hate you, bro. You make me better. You provide competition, so I put my pants on. I'm on my toes.
Yeah.
I'm not just here lollygagging.
Yeah.
And he responded like, "Oh yeah, well it's good. Yeah, shout out to all the podcast studio owners. Said something corny like that or whatever. But either way, I like competition. I don't like it when there's no competition." Matthew's like, okay.
Monopoly.
But he's still taking your
Monopoly
business.
man over here. It's like,
competition is good for creativity.
it is good for creativity.
You gotta get creative when you're
that the Beatles wouldn't be the Beatles if they didn't.
the Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones didn't nobody.
Or the Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys? The Beach Boys just did a bunch of acid and talked about fucking shit. And
what do you think the Beatles was?
Who's the guy? Brian Wilson just did a bunch of...
Who do you think the Beatles' competition was?
No, the Beatles were in competition with each other. It was an internal team.
No, good point. Yeah,
like Paul and John used to fucking always like try to fucking one up each other.
Good point. And then Ringo and George would be like, "What the fuck, man? Play our songs."
George was like, you know what? I'm just gonna smoke 18,000 cigarettes in a week. And
Ringo was just gonna hit stuff with his sticks.
Ringo's smart. Ringo played the long ball.
Yeah.
He was like, "You guys can go die.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just live in Malibu." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up at late night in Conan O'Brien once every like 2.5 years.
Ringo really is the smartest Beatle.
He's the smartest Beatle, bro.
He really
Paul
was.
McCartney. Paul McCartney did get a lot of pussy though.
Paul McCartney got a lot of pussy. Maybe.
Paul McCartney got mad pussy, bro.
You think so?
Paul McCartney got I think either Paul or John got the most pussy.
John got the most pussy.
But if I was a female, I'd give my pussy to George because I like the
George is spiritual. You would like
yeah,
him.
He's like silent.
But he definitely didn't
I would be like George. George is my favorite. George is my favorite Beatle.
When people say who's the lead singer of the Beatles, most people say John.
Yeah.
And I think that John definitely got the most. Lead singers get the most pussy.
John was definitely the
lead singer.
He wasn't the lead singer. I feel like he was the I'm the artsy one.
Yeah, he's artsy.
And Paul McCartney was like
Paul wanted to do pop. Paul loved pop
very
music.
Poppy, like I just want to make music.
I want to make hits.
Yeah.
John's like, no, let's make
like statements.
Rubber Soul. Let's make Rubber Soul.
Yeah, let's make statements.
And George's and Paul's like, what the fuck is Rubber Soul? Like what the?
And then George was like,
yeah.
Let me. Hold on. I got this sitar that I picked up in Soho.
Yeah.
And then Ringo was like, "What?"
Ringo's like, "I'll hit the drums a couple times."
Ringo's a great drummer.
He's decent.
Marvin Perdomo, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, let's end it here because
Afternoon FM.
We're gonna talk bad about Ringo. Gotta end it.
The Ringo police come in. Afternoon FM. Stay beautiful, people. It's always a pleasure talking to you, Marvin. I'm gonna give my roses to you. There wouldn't be an Afternoon FM without Marvin Perdomo.
Hey.
Because he showed me how to set up the P4.